my mind. Yes.
Welcome back to another episode, Change Tomorrow Today, the hottest podcast on the planet. If you don't believe, you will be a believer today.
Oh, you're going to be a believer, man. You're going to be a believer. And this is a very, very beautiful, interesting topic. My favorite is probably going to be my favorite.
Really?
You goddamn right. I'm sorry, Lord. You goddamn right. The reason why it's going to be my favorite because I would like to know what's the main components of a healthy relationship. And it's components with an S at the end. That's plural.
Plural.
Yeah, so y'all understand? Plural. So
go ahead, Vic. Set it off like Vivica, man.
No, Vic not setting shit off. I'm single.
Oh, she's single, brother.
Rob, yeah.
No. This is
the
the reason why it's perfect because
let me see that index finger.
I'm married, brother.
Okay, set it off.
This is the main reason why it's important to hear what y'all gotta say, and then I will interject as the married man.
I feel like it's difficult when you pose it as a question and say, "What are the main components?"
The main components are healthy because you gotta have components in a healthy relationship. Yes, you do. This says I know better. This says I know better. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Vic.
That's not what I was saying. What I was saying was
my apologies.
Every person is different.
What do you mean?
So everyone's idea of a perfect or a healthy relationship will be different.
You can't do that. See, now you're trying to...
No, that is true though. What makes a relationship healthy and happy for you?
You can't do that. You can't do that. You see, you're trying to. No. We're not gonna do that. No. We talking about overall.
You're talking about in a general aspect.
Yeah. You can't see. You trying to play me for a sucker. No.
But even in a general aspect, what you feel like is a healthy component I may not agree.
Well, I can understand that.
Let me interject real quick.
Go ahead.
I think
you just stole my word, brother. I'm talking about the marriage. But go ahead.
Okay, let me interject here.
Go ahead.
I think one of the number one components is communication.
See, that's general.
That's general.
You can't run away from that. You can't run away.
I was going to say communication, so I agree.
Okay,
yeah,
but see, that's general though.
Yeah.
I think communication should be on the
So it don't matter what level, whatever.
Of communication, because communication could be, it varies.
You have to be able to communicate. See, I'm not going to interject because I'm married, but I'm going to let y'all go ahead and continue.
What you mean you're not going to interject? This is a part of the conversation you are a part of.
No, I am, but
there is no interjection.
I'm going to help y'all.
No, I don't need no help. We need you to add your 2 cents and give it
I'm going to help y'all when y'all wrong.
But
saying that's right.
No. Though, right?
No, I agree.
That's number one.
No, you have to be able to communicate because without communication, it's not going to work. Without communication, and I would say
trust.
The next, but one of the main next component is understanding. In the sense where as I'm a person, you're a person. Mm-hmm. Certain things you may like or that are important to you may not be important to me, but I have to respect the differences as far as like my wife. She's really big on holidays and birthdays and whatever. She loves to celebrate. I don't. I've never had a birthday party growing up as a kid. I've never had a Christmas. There was no gift in my household.
It's crazy you said that because I'm the same way.
I've never had that.
I'm the same
but my wife, she's big on all those things, like birthdays, holidays, and everything. She comes from a big family, so those things are important to her. So you have to be able to respect your other.
Yeah, I'm the same way too. Like I do it for the kids, but me as far as Christmas, Easter.
Yeah.
I could care less or whatever. Even for my birthday, it's just a regular day. I just thank Ja. I made it to see another year or whatever, but I can really care less. You know what I'm saying?
I've never had.
I love holidays.
Yeah. I've never had that. So the main components to me is like you have to be able to communicate. You have to be able to understand. You have to be able to have trust. You know what I'm saying? And above trust, you have to be loyal. Loyalty to me as a man means a lot to me more than anything. I don't really care about anything else. The most important thing to me is loyalty. And if I doubt you just a little bit, can't be around you. If you make me feel like you're funny money, I don't need that.
Like second guessing.
I can't, bro. I can't live my life like that. Right. Well, if you give me doubt or whatever, and the worst thing you could do is feel like you're deserving of something. Like I'm supposed to.
The entitlement.
I don't like that.
Yeah, the entitlement.
Like I'm gonna give you whatever, but don't make me feel like you.
Like I have to.
Yeah, you have to. Like the entitlement. I get it.
That's a turn on.
Yeah.
For me, as a man, the worst thing you could do is feel entitled. But if you don't, and if I know I could trust you, and I know whatever goes, whatever happens, we gonna ride. I give you the world if I can. You know what I'm saying? But if not, you ain't gonna be around me for too long.
I mean, I feel like that's like it's good and it sounds great, but in a perfect world, but in in the world that we live in is very difficult.
What do you mean?
Those are everything that we described, named. I feel like those are components that will make up a very good relationship, a healthy relationship. But to get to those points is where the difficulty comes. So like you said, like you don't want someone to make you feel like they're entitled. You don't want the entitlement. You don't want someone to make you feel like you owe them anything. Which I mean, I don't feel like people should do that. Period. But
they do.
But they do, right? So and then you said like loyalty, right?
That's the
and you're
most
like, if you're loyal
thing.
to me, and I know that you're loyal to me, then we can ride. But loyalty is such a general.
What do you mean general?
Statement. Because a lot of times people want you to be loyal to a fault. People want you to be loyal to be a fool.
No.
And that type of, but that's what I said, when you say loyalty,
remember,
it's a general
healthy,
aspect.
What are the main components of a healthy relationship? We're not talking about a fool. I'm saying as a man, if I'm rocking with you, you rocking with me.
The loyalty had to be on the same level.
The loyalty gotta be there. Like, if you give me, if I catch you in
lies.
The way I say it, this is a pet peeve of mine, bro. I don't like liars. Right? And God has blessed me with the antenna I can spot a lie from 1,000 miles away. I may not say nothing. I may chill off, be cool. I'm nobody's fool, dog.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So the minute you give me a reason to not trust you is the minute I fall back.
I won't trust you, yeah.
As a woman, I need my woman to be straight honest with me, blame with me. If I hurt you, whatever it is, just say it.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather work it out with you than you trying to think you can sucker me into anything.
Yeah.
Like, play with me. Don't play with me. That's how you lose me. So that's what I mean by loyalty. Like, your loyalty has to be there. If it's not there, then I don't need you.
No, I definitely agree. I agree.
My loyalty, my definition of loyalty will be you being down for me when life is lifing. You get what I'm saying? Because you could be down for me when shit is going good, but what about when it's going bad? Are you still gonna stick around with me or whatever? If I lose money, if I lose certain, you know what I'm saying? If I lose certain materialistic things, are you still gonna be down for me? Are you still gonna stand in the paint with me or whatever? Are you gonna give me a lending hand? You know what I'm saying? To me, that's loyalty or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I think people use certain words too loosely or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They haven't gone through the fire or whatever. That's the only way you will know if a person is really down for you. Is when you fucked up, when you down and out.
When you down and out, you ain't got
you don't have nothing.
When you don't have nothing. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So the main components of a healthy relationship is not just one thing or 2, 3, 4, 5 things. It's a mentality to me.
Yeah.
It
is.
Because as a man, one of my main components of being in a healthy relationship, I'm not going to do anything to disrespect you.
See? Yeah.
And I want the same in return. And what I mean by that is,
fair.
You know, I'm not a controlling person where I don't want you to have fun and be yourself. On the contrary, I want you to be yourself. But at the same token, if we're all going to be ourselves, myself I'm an animal. And what I mean by that is, like, as a man, it's in my nature to be an animal, to just be loose and do whatever. But I control myself with respect, and I treat myself and I carry myself with respect. It's not for myself's sake. It's for my wife's sake. So when my wife is out and about, you know, I'm not going to tell you not to have fun, not to dance and be happy. And it's a levels to it. Yeah. Then you could dance and have fun. Who you dancing with? You gonna allow a dude to get behind you. You know what I'm saying? So it's levels to the. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people, well, I'm just having fun. Okay, go find you a sucker for that.
For that. Correct. I'm with that.
Because for me, I'm all about respect. Because there's nothing that I'm gonna do outside when I go out. I'm not gonna disrespect you.
Right.
Because I don't want nobody to poke fun, make fun of you, look down upon you. I'm not with that. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm thinking of you.
Yeah.
And I need you to be vice versa. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I feel like you said, that goes into understanding, because everybody is different. That's what I was getting at. Everybody is different. So what one person may perceive as okay, somebody else may not be okay with it. And if that's a person that you want to be in a relationship with, a healthy relationship, you have to understand the difference and respect the difference.
That's when communication kicks in.
Exactly. That's why I said all of it ties in together.
Communication.
That's why I say communication is number one.
Yeah, it has to kick. It has to kick in.
Right.
Yeah.
It has to kick in. You know what I'm saying? You can't be afraid to really explain to a person what it is that you expect from them. Like for me, I'm not shy of speaking my mind. Like I know some people may be like, oh, you know, I don't want to come off or whatever.
Like you're straightforward. You're straightforward.
What else? What I got to lose?
Right. You assert yourself.
Because I don't want you to ever have a misunderstanding. Well, I didn't know that. You didn't tell me that.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you. You know what I'm saying? When I'm not around, this is how I would expect my wife to be.
Right. But that's why I don't think that I don't think that there's levels or tiers as far as what's the top. I feel like it all ties in because you can have communication. We can communicate till we black and blue in the face. But if I don't have that respect for you, it doesn't even matter what you're talking about. I heard you.
But if you didn't have the respect for me, what we doing?
But that's what I'm saying. But it has to all tie in because every portion needs the other portion.
No, I understand. But I'm saying, but if the respect is not there, don't matter what portion.
Right.
But
that's why we say, like, even though communication is really important, we want to be able to talk, be able to communicate with your person without feeling any type of way, and also feeling like you're being heard and understood, right? So understanding falls in that group. Respect falls with it. All of that is not like I can pick one over the other.
It's not one over the other.
Yeah, because I need you to have for us to be healthy. All of these things has to transpire.
I agree with that because without the respect,
it's
not everything falls.
And also too, anger control.
Oh gosh,
anger control. Yeah. Sometimes you know what I'm saying. One little simple disagreement can turn into a freaking chaos.
All out war.
Yeah, all out war. Turn out to
it
chaos.
should never get to that point.
Yeah, it should never get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Controlling your anger. Stuff.
You know, it's funny. When I was younger, I didn't have. It wasn't an anger. It was more like I'm not talking. Because growing up with a single mother, as a young man growing up, you know, you don't really know how to express yourself. So for me as a young man, my thing was if I disagree with something, if I'm disappointed, I don't agree with something, I shut down. And for so long, that's been one of my the hardest thing for me to conquer as a man. To learn to act. It's not a weakness to speak and express your emotions. Because as a young man, if you don't have a man to teach you that, you look at it, oh, that's a weakness. Because a man is supposed to be strong. And so for me, it was not like all out war. I'm not talking. And I may not talk for a week, 2 weeks.
So do you use this mechanism to prevent you from like blowing up?
No.
Just asking.
No, it wasn't to not blow up.
Okay.
It's just that I didn't know how to say I don't like that.
Okay, got it.
Or that doesn't sit right with me because I felt like that was like all like that's a woman thing to do.
No, to express.
Because my mother used to talk like that, and I tried my best to not talk like my mother. So to me, the best thing for me, because I didn't have any other examples, it was just to shut down, and I was wrong. That's not the right way to go about shutting down. You know, even till this day, sometimes I got to catch myself. Yeah. Like, yo, you can't do that.
Yeah. Same here. I like that too.
You like that?
Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I like that too.
And I'm like, yo, what are you doing? Because I got to think about I'm hurting her. By me shutting down, it's disrespectful to her, hurting her feelings.
She don't know what the hell going on.
Yeah. But sometimes you can't really help it. You know, it's like. You know, it's a constant battle. You know, so I try to teach my son better. You know, I try to teach my daughter better. Speak. You know, use your words. You know what I'm saying? Because we wasn't taught that. Like I said, I didn't have a man as an example. But the most important thing you can do when you're dealing with a woman, you know, or in a relationship, is communication. That's first and foremost.
I feel like because I think we have this idea that women are emotional people, like so a lot of things are excused, or you know they're just it's a woman, so she's emotional or whatever. But I do believe that men can be very emotional beings.
What man you talking about?
Men can be. I feel like men are actually very emotional.
What do you mean?
It's just what we see or what men choose to show. And when you talk about emotional intelligence and emotional strength, even though and this is just my opinion, but even though I feel like women speak out, I may speak my mind, I may say how I feel, and it can be perceived as, oh, she's been emotional. That's emotional intelligence. That's my ability to be able to express and explain how I feel.
But you guys are born with that.
I'm not disputing whether we are or we're not. But what I'm saying is, as opposed to men who are incapable of doing that.
It's not incapable.
Not incapable because you're not doing it.
No, not because we're not doing it. Because we don't have the proper teaching to do so. No, it's not an excuse.
It is an excuse. You just said you grew up watching your mom do it, and you just didn't want to.
But
you just didn't want to be like your mom.
She's a woman.
I understand, but that doesn't mean that what she's doing is wrong.
No,
we just acknowledge it's a level of emotional intelligence. So if it's a level of emotional intelligence, how you do it,
you're not getting what I'm saying. I'm saying, but I mean that my mom. I watch my mom do it, and when I do something wrong, she gets emotional, right? And she say all these different things and blah blah blah. But she's coming from an emotional place, tears coming down. As a man, I'm not going to display that.
Right.
So as a man, when I'm around an older man that's older than me, older dudes that might be 5-6 years older than me, we get into the disagreement.
You're not going to do that.
We're not doing no emotional crying.
No.
So I'm not going to mimic my mother.
Yeah.
Right.
But if I had a father and he disagreed with something and he was talking to me, we sat
teaching
down.
You how to communicate.
Yeah, that's different. That's what I'm trying to say. It's different.
But that's what I'm saying. So I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that. What I'm saying is just that it's always oftentimes perceived like because women are emotional, that is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing depending on how it's
a balance.
Exactly. So, and I say that to say like, with my son growing up in a household, me being a single mother, I mean, I raised my daughter this way, and I don't see. Granted, I don't want you crying because you're upset, right? But I do want you to understand that you can voice your opinion and speak your mind, and to do it in a healthy way, in which you don't have to bottle those emotions up. You can talk.
That's what you see in your daughter.
I want to be able to teach my son that.
But I'm saying, that's what I'm saying, and I agree with you. You should teach him that. But what I'm trying to say is, if he's not. If he doesn't see a man doing it, he's not gonna mimic it. Cause once you hit a certain age, I don't know if that happened to you, but once I peak at a certain age, and I watch my mother, she could no longer, and I love my mom, so this is not no disrespect to women,
right?
But once I peaked, there was really nothing else she could teach me,
right.
Because everything with my mother was emotional.
Yeah, it's emotional,
and I don't have that. You see, and the reason why I don't have that because I watch her being that, and to me it was a weakness for her because you getting pounded on, somebody hitting you, disrespecting you. All you're doing is crying. There's no fight back, right? And I'm not speaking for all black young men because everybody's not. That's what I'm asking you because you grew up with you know what I'm saying. So I'm saying for me, when I'm watching my mother getting beaten on, disrespected on, and whatever, and all that she's doing is crying, to me it's like, nah, that ain't it.
Yeah.
So. Okay, I'm not gonna beat on the women. I'm not gonna disrespect the women, or none of that. But that ain't it.
Right.
So, me being able to
you took what you saw and you took the pieces from it that you needed.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna beat on a woman, but I'm not gonna be emotional either.
Yeah, that's what I agree with that.
I'm not gonna be a controlling freak, but I'm not gonna be vulnerable either.
Yeah.
So it became for me. It became a learning thing. Like okay, but the balance was still off, right? Because I didn't know how to communicate.
Right.
I thought I did, but I just went silent.
Right. So that's what I was just expressing. Not necessarily, not saying I'm trying to teach him anything. Understanding that boys are different from girls, but just like you said, not having that option. I've heard that before. I've heard guys who are tapping into their emotional being relay it the same way, and so. But it also all roots into goes back to what you just said. So if we provide, as women, I'm just saying because you guys are two gentlemen, as women, if we provide that space and teach that, I can't teach you everything. And at some point, I'm teaching you is not going to work.
It's not a space you could teach. It's not a space any woman could teach. I don't care. It's gonna.
So what's the solution?
It's an imbalance. So that's why I say the main components that hit the relationship, especially when kids are involved, there has to be a man present. It has to be a man's man present where it can actually, even if it's just a brother or uncle, whatever, it has to be a man to teach because it's going to always be an imbalance.
Right.
It's an imbalance.
It's just to piggyback off what you said, Vic, you're talking about there's some dudes that are emotional, more emo than men. A lot of these dudes that's emotional, they lack game. They don't have game. They lack uncommon information or whatever. Because me, at my 41 years of age, I'm not going back and forth with a woman. I'm not going to argue with a woman. If I see my woman, she's in the emotional space or whatever, to not irritate her or whatever, I'm going to step back. I'm like, hey, baby, I'm going to get back to you or whatever. I'm going to let you calm down. and we're gonna talk about this or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's always been my mentality.
Right, that's my mentality.
I'm not gonna argue because the reason why I'm not gonna argue is because it's gonna turn into something else.
Something else, correct.
So part of a healthy relationship is understanding your partner, your person that you're with. Right. So my wife and I, let's say we have a disagreement, and I explain something to her, whatever it may be, and it's not because she's a woman, but she takes it emotionally because it's coming from somebody that she loves. Yeah, she's right. Because it hits different when somebody you love is saying something to you that you may feel like is hurtful. So let's say she takes it in that way, right? It may not, that was not the intent, but let's say it was taken that way. So and I realized that she took it the wrong way. Yeah. And she may be emotional and she's saying certain things. I'm not doing the back and forth. Yeah. And it's not to like belittle her opinions. Right. I'm like, oh, she did take my word the right way. Right. She's in her feelings right now. So there's nothing I can say to change her mind. Right. So I'm going to fall back.
Right. And let me piggyback off that. And the reason why most men, they would, you know what I'm saying, they'll fall back or whatever from doing the back and forth is from you know what I'm saying, from
trying to de-escalate the situation.
You know what I'm saying? Because you don't want it blowing up or whatever. You know, we're going to get back to it.
Yeah. But just not at the level of anger.
Correct.
Because bad things happen. Right. I think whenever you have disagreements and anger's involved, that's not a good thing. You know what I mean? And I think I never learned, aside from not being able to learn how to properly express myself with words, growing up as a young man, my biggest fear was being like the guy that I saw hit my mother. So for me, going silent was the best thing for me. Right. Because I'm like, if I don't go silent, what's going to happen? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If I'm having a disagreement, and that fear, that thing was like weighed on me. It was so heavy. So I always assumed that was the best way to go because I don't want to have a fight, an argument. Because I don't know what's going to happen. Because I watched it. I'm like, oh, you hit my mother. I don't want to do that. But not realizing, no, you can use words and talk and, you know what I'm saying?
Because imagine you being in a situation with a man, right? You're emotional and he's emotional. Can you imagine what that situation going to turn into? Just think about it.
That's.
Think about what that.
So what I was getting at is the reality is that emotion, a person being emotional, it's not just women. Is what I was getting at. It's not just women. It's women and men both who can be emotional, and it takes a certain level of emotional intelligence to be able to perform any form of de-escalation, whatever that may look like, even if it is shutting down.
For me, that's what it is.
Yeah, I would say because it's not. But what I'm saying is, it's just not a male trait.
Right.
It's a both.
No, really? Women shut down? I'm asking because
yes.
I
feel like a lot of men are slightly confused to think that certain things only belong to men.
No, so I'm asking because I've been with the same woman for 24 years.
So that's why I'm saying.
And then the other women I dealt with, the other girls I dealt with, I didn't care.
Me personally, I think when women shut down is when they checked out the relationship. That's what I was gonna say. That's just
because I think as a man, the reason why a man check.
I'm listening.
But you're a woman. You're a woman, right. So you have to give. I'm saying, but for me, I would assume that would be the case. I've never experienced it because obviously I've been with the same woman for a very long time.
So,
but the ones I was with, I didn't really give it the guy during because I checked out before y'all did. I already did what
like you said. From my experience, all the women who shut down are the women who checked out.
For you,
for me, that's my experience.
But understanding that not taking away from anything that either one of you have experienced. That is to your level.
Oh, I never experienced that. I'm saying I never cared.
That is to your level of understanding. Meaning, a woman could shut down in many ways at many times.
What do you mean by that?
I've shut down where people were unaware that I even shut down. I can literally sit
But you was done with it, right?
No.
Okay.
I shut down as a form of de-escalation. Okay. So,
okay.
I'm not the only woman in America that has the capabilities of doing so. So women shut down. That doesn't mean that they automatically have checked out. I can shut down to avoid or prevent any extra damage from being caused in this moment.
Okay.
It's probably just not even that serious. Okay. So let's de-escalate this. How do I de-escalate it? I'm a shut down. What does shut down look like? It's deeper than just saying something.
Okay, I think the components of a healthy relationship, and I want to be very honest and raw.
Please.
Right? And the reason why I'll be honest and raw is this. I don't think us as a people, we know what a healthy relationship look like. And I don't think we understand the fact that we don't know it's okay, that it's going to be trials and tribulations.
But who's determining the healthy relationships?
That's why I'm saying that we don't know. And that it's okay that we don't know, because for everyone it's going to look something different.
Yeah.
Correct.
As long as there's no physical abuse, verbal abuse.
There you go.
Yeah.
But what I was getting at is I don't think women today understand the importance of being a woman to a man, to her man. And what I mean by that is a woman can make you could be a mediocre guy, and a woman can make you so much greater than what you are.
Oh yeah.
You can conquer the world with the right woman by your side.
I agree.
Just boosting your ego
1000%.
and putting that battery in your back.
Yeah, I agree with
and
that.
as men, I don't think we understand the importance of being a good mate to our women.
Right.
You know, just making them feel loved, appreciated, comfortable enough, and confident enough to know that you're the best. This is you, all that I want. How far that goes, right? I think today's society teaches us how to use, how to be parasites, right? You see a beautiful woman, she may have a nice car and have money, whatever, and a lot of us is like, oh man, how can I get with her so I can use her for what she
whatever
has?
it
and
is,
a lot of women do the same thing. They see a
It goes
man.
vice versa.
That's what I'm
Vice
saying.
versa.
We don't understand the importance of just being respectful and loving to one another. Like I think the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I say this all the time, and it's not to be disrespect any girl that I mess with. I lied to. I apologize. But I think meeting my wife is the best thing that ever happened to me, because I actually learned a lot about myself because she forced me to. She challenged me to learn, and then being around her family, the dynamic of her family, it opened my eyes to understand. Seeing her dad and her mother being together for so long, you know what I'm saying? It opened my mind, and seeing what a man could accomplish with having the right woman that he loved beside him. Yeah. Not a doctor, not a lawyer.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And what he accomplished because she made him feel like the world was his oyster. And like, wow. That's what love is. You know what I'm saying? Right. And I think we don't understand that part. I think we just looking for what we can take from each other. Right. That's not right.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Very well put.
Yeah. I get your drift.
Very well put.
As black people, we lose it every time. Yeah. We lose ourselves being greedy because, I think sex is so important to us. Like, you can lose a great person just thinking about sex only. And I'm not saying, like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying I'm a perfect man, I'm the perfect, or my wife is the
nobody's perfect.
Nobody's perfect. Like, you're going to have disagreements. But I'm just saying, like, if you just understand what's in front of your face when you're dealing with a man or a woman, and you're like, this person is worth it.
Yeah.
What I mean by that is based on character. Character. If the most important thing in any relationship is loyalty. To be honest with you, aside from everything, communication, understanding, you know what I'm saying, reasoning, and being able to put things to the side, forgiveness. Yeah. Forget all that. If you meet somebody that's loyal to you, and I mean loyal to you,
down for you.
Yeah. Everything else is gonna fall in place. Because it's hard. How can it not?
Yeah.
How can
it should?
Yeah.
It should.
1,000% of the time, it's gonna fall in place. Loyalty is the main component, in my opinion. Because if I could trust you, that's all that matters. Yeah.
Through the good times and the bad times.
That's all that matters. Yeah.
Through the good and bad. Not just good.
That's what loyalty is, though. Yeah. That's what loyalty is, unwavering.
Good and bad, man. Yeah.
It's unwavering. You know what I'm saying? Loyalty is no matter what anybody come up to you and say about me, or I did this, or, Ralph was with another girl.
Yeah, you're going to check that shit. Yeah, you're going to check it.
You feel me?
Yeah.
You feel me? Oh, I saw your wife. Oh, you did? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to, loyalty, man, it's unwavering. Yeah. And
good
that,
and the bad.
Everything will fall in place. You know what I'm saying? So if you, to my brothers and my sisters out there, I know it's hard to find your person. But if you could just find loyalty, bro, loyalty, you're going to be good. That's the most important component in anything, loyalty, bro. and everything else is gonna just like Tetris. You good to go. And with that being said, man, we love and appreciate you guys. Please remember to subscribe. You know what I'm saying? Comment and
hit the like button, guys.
Ding! And leave us your thoughts and what you think about this conversation that we having when it comes to relationship, because it affects all of us.
Yeah, and guys, please hit the like button. It's very important. The more you hit the like button, the more the algorithm will share the video, and you know what I'm saying, and we could get this information.
Yes,
that's key.
Don't forget to look to find us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Change Tomorrow Today. Yeah. We're everywhere. Please follow. Yeah. And we love and we appreciate y'all.
Peace.
Rock with us.